Hey guys, Jason here with a word to the wise. I just want to make a comment on how this has been rolling out ever since I made that video a couple days ago about we need the Space Force. See the speculation that has been going rampant through the news channels, and everybody's saying that now they were solid cylindrical objects, they were not balloons. So what does that mean? Well, interestingly, this whole thing started from a weather balloon and then moved to UFOs. Excuse me, my office chair is a little squeaky. But if you go back, say, 75 years ago, you had Roswell. Roswell started off as UFOs and then moved into a weather balloon, interestingly enough. So now we have the flip of that. You could say it was real, you could say it was a psyop. Either way, look at what we're dealing with now. So, is this some sort of way to bring back ancient gods? Because there's no other way of just bringing back some Mount Olympus and having them be accepted with what we know from our history. So, would this be a way to bring on the MOTB and the Antichrist through these kinds of channels? Or is this just another part of wasting our time with useless information? And when people sit here and want to tout this in front of authorities or an authoritarian people, we just get mocked for speaking like, well, nobody ever said it was aliens. Nobody ever said they were from another planet or anything like that. But if it did come to be that they were going to announce something, they could say, well, they're interdimensional. They're here, but in another quantum realm. Because you see how Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania or Quantum World or whatever it is coming out in theaters currently. Right around this exact time, we've seen the Spider-Man multiverses, the Doctor Strange multiverse, on and on and on. Which, if you look at what happened over the last few years, well, that was a way of flushing out people that were calling out the systems, and a lot of medical misinformation. Yet it also flushed out a lot of Christians who were speaking out against and warning, look at the Luciferays and look at all this and that. I myself have put many videos together on these topics. I've gotten strikes from. So now, is this a chess move? Not checkers, chess. So is it a way that they were flushing people out, taking down massive internet channels, YouTube channels, just so that they could not spread this information in this time of revealing these foreign objects? I have to look at Days of Noah. I find a lot of his research very respectful. He has done a lot of work. There's a lot of technology that is going out, and he's showing a lot of how things are moving behind the scenes, behind the curtain. Yet we're constantly dealing with poking of the bear across the seas. There's always some sort of calamities and accidents that are being thrown and shoved into our faces. Gets everybody talking. Like the Ohio train thing right now. A lot of big talk, but yet what's going on the other side? So, or is this just another way to get people going down another rabbit hole? Like I said, and it's not anything to deal with aliens. Aliens will never be put out or put on the table. Or is it going to be some sort of a mingling where people that are talking about Project Bluebeam and holograms, yet what happens if they actually develop some sort of a true flying unconventional object that we've never seen the technology before, and something comes hovering over cities, and weird, strange beings come out, or they're talking from inside the objects, and they want to be, normalized. They want to come out and be a part of our dimensional society in a sense, Or again, you get everybody chasing all these things, and then when everything gets swept under the rug again, like Roswell, you just got all these people that start speculating on what they found as they start leaking out these little classified information from people that were on scene, and they tell their stories. They're, of course, they're going to be blacked out, from ever being identified, and they're going to be just giving out all this great information, and they're going to have pictures, and oh, here's a cell phone video of what really went down. It's a lot to take in, but here again, it could be continuing on down this road we've been on for the last 3 years. Could go into a whole nother direction with this alien scenario, like that old TV show miniseries V, where these reptilian people came. They looked like people at first, but then the skin got pulled off, and then you realize they're reptile people. Or is that just something ridiculous? So people sit there and start touting the information that's being leaked out, and it's all part of that. You sound ridiculous when you start saying that. Oh, the world's flat, and there's aliens that you guys captured, and where are they now? Blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, okay. You're clearly one of those internet people, tinfoil hatter. So, or do they, mix the two together some way? The poking of the bear. You got the dragon over there wanting to join in to help defend, Asia, and then all of a sudden, when they go too far, boom, they pop up on the scene, and they say, this is our world too, and we're gonna, stop all the violence, and you can't use these kinds of weapons, and things will go too far, you'll ruin this planet for everything and everyone, and blah blah blah. So just a lot to think about. But yeah, think about the Roswell scenario, and then if you look at where the state of Israel came into play and was created, and if you think about the 70 years, a generation in the Bible, and that's when they started dedicating the temple, the underground temple of hewn stones, that, they do tours through this underground halls and council rooms, and yet they're talking about building a third temple. They've already built those temples on the surface that are like the three: the Christian, the Catholic, or the what is it, the Muslim, the Christian, and then there's a third one, I think, the three buildings, but it's like the Abrahamic, um, what is it, whatever that development they're calling, I can't remember, but there's three crazy looking buildings, that's three temples, isn't it? So just a word to the wise, a lot to look at and take in. I did videos on, maybe I'll try to link that down below, when I showed how the Roswell, how it ties so interestingly 70 years into this underground facility they have over there in the timepiece land. All right, just a word to the wise guys.